Hey, hello and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me pug my way to 3K rating on a Blood DK in Dragonflight Season 4. So a bit of an announcement. Quite simply put, I'm going to have shorter videos going forward. I think I've made this announcement 3 times in the past and it never really panned out, but I'm going to stick to it this time, I think, because I have a very straightforward way of doing that, and that is I'm only going to put one Mythic Plus video, or rather only one Mythic Plus dungeon in every video. The way I'm going to compensate for this, though, is I'm going to stream. I've tried streaming twice so far. It's been really fun and people seem to really enjoy it. So there's a link at the top of the description to my stream. Go give it a follow, check it out, have some fun with us. I stream on Twitch. I did some viewer keys and some random stuff in the last stream. In the first stream, I just did some Blood DK Ukwatan series stuff. So depending on whether or not I'm doing stuff for the series or if I'm doing stuff, just random stuff, you might be able to join me for some runs if you're on EU, because I play on EU. So yeah, that's pretty much the announcement. Check out the stream. Let me know what you think. There's also a VODs channel in case you wanted to check that out if you missed a stream or if you can't tune in when it's live. That'll also be linked in the description. Now let's get to doing some dungeons. Or I guess I should say let's get to doing a dungeon, because like I said, one dungeon per video. So I've looted the vault. I've used my bullion to get Ashkender. Got a lot of feedback on the Diurna ring from the vault that I could have had. The helmet enchant from Emergisil does fire damage, and Shadow Flame armor patches, or Shadow Flame tempered armor patches, that embellishment also does fire damage, so that's your way to proc the Diurna ring. So eventually with bullion I will grab both of the rings, or if I get lucky in a raid, I guess, I don't know, we'll see. But for right now I'm still quite happy with Ashkender. Well, I guess Ashkender itself also does fire damage because it's Shadow Flame damage, so it counts as fire, so that's cool, I guess. I have a Neltharus +4, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. If I have time, I'm going to stream today. If not today, then tomorrow. I say today, and when I say today, I mean yesterday, if you're watching this video when it goes live. And then when I say tomorrow, I mean when this video goes live. Anyway, what I think I'm going to do in the next stream is I'm going to do normal mode Aberus with this character, maybe even heroic, I don't know, if I get invited, maybe. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to start farming +6 keys, just to get a bunch of aspect crests so I can actually craft something. I have the Spark of Awakening ready to go, but I just have no way of actually crafting anything because I don't have aspect crests. I mean, sure, I could craft with, whatchamacallit, worm crests, but I really don't want to do that because then I have to recraft that whole thing, and that costs gold, and I don't want to spend the gold. It just feels like a 2-step process for something that really shouldn't be a 2-step thing, unless you're absolutely desperate and want to get some gear right off the bat. But right now, I feel pretty comfortable. 497 item level is not amazing. I still have like 1 out of 8 veteran stuff all over the place, but I think it's okay for the time being. So I'm gonna get a group started for Neltharus, and I'll see you inside. And here we go, Neltharus +4 with Slappy Hands active, building up my thingy things, my shards, or shards? What? Bone shield charges. What am I even saying? Jesus. I'm gonna drag these over because there's no sense in fighting 2 of these guys at a time. Look at this Thaumaturge and make sure that I have aggro on it, or rather make sure that I have my focus thing on it, because what I'm trying to do is interrupt it when it casts the thing, the spell, whatever. I use a new grippy hands, slappy hands thing. I still haven't sorted out my what are they called? Plater issues, which is there's too much shit on my platers. I don't need to see all that. We're going to use Sleet here because we're having a bit of trouble CCing everything that needs to be CC'd. I'm going to kick that because that Molten Core is actually the most dangerous spell that there is, because it turns these ore elementals into giant elementals that do pulsing AoE damage that stacks or does more and more damage to you. It gives you a debuff that makes you take more damage from it. So if you let that go for a long time, you're basically screwed. Taunt these. This group is good enough to pull. Gonna Tombstone and immediately regain all my used charges from Tombstone with one, what's it called? Death's Caress, because when you have your Dancing Rune weapon out, Death's Caress gives you 6 charges. Somebody pointed out in a comment that you should always be above 5 charges, that way your Death Strike costs less, 5 runic power less. That is true, but sometimes it doesn't really work out because you would have to spend a rune that you need for something else on that Death Strike, or on that Marrowrend, or on their Death's Caress to put yourself above the number of runes. Or you have Dancing Rune weapon coming up shortly, so there's not much of a point in, you know, using runes to get bone shield charges when you can just use the Dancing Rune weapon, which gives you 5 charges when you use it if you're talented properly. Also, another comment that I saw was stand in your D&D. Easier said than done when you got to move out of stuff, you know. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Here I'm still looking for the what are they called? The Thaumaturges arrows that Molten Core casts. That's what I want to interrupt, make sure that it gets interrupted, because again, if it turns one of those aura elementals into the empowered ones, I think they're called Molten Elementals then, it can be quite a pain in the ass. Now the boss is active and these mobs are basically dead, so I'm just going to head over. Gonna hit Lava Snail with Dev's Caress just to build up some Bone Shield charges. As I go in, we're going to use Grippy Hands. I'm going to keep it right about here in the room. That's what I've seen work for me before. Basically, it's just wherever it decides to charge, there will be more than enough time for people to prepare themselves for the lava that comes out of the wall when it reaches the end of its charge. So there's going to be lava pools coming from over there. Yeah, and you see, we want to let people have enough time to move out of those lava pools. If you tank it right next to a wall and somebody points it at that wall, you might run into the issue of somebody not having enough time to get away from those lava things. I'm gonna have to move the boss a little bit more in this direction in order to prevent it from standing in that. I'm looking to again not have it stand in these lava pools because that empowers it, gives it more damage. It's got this buff, right? These 3 lava charges or whatever. I want to make sure that it doesn't go above 3, and I think it goes above 3 if it stands in the thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. Not 100% sure how it works, but I just know that the boss does more damage when it's standing in lava, so I want to prevent it from standing in lava. I'm not sure if it's tied to that buff that I pointed out or not. Now I would love to get levitates here. That would be really, really nice, but apparently I'm not getting one. That's unfortunate. Oh, this guy's using a toy to levitate. That's funny. I have no way to really give myself more bone shield charges, but I guess it doesn't matter too much considering the fact that I have a dancing rune weapon available, so I'm going to use that right off the bat. Gotta make sure I hit these guys. Really want to make sure I hit these guys so that I have aggro. I'm going to keep dragging here. Keep blood boiling for the aggro. Right here, we're going to use that. Really need to interrupt that. I need to use Vampiric Blood and actually let myself survive. Grippy Hands. Let's go. Grippy Hands. Woo. Everybody loves Grippy Hands. I'm pinging this so that people know. Trying to group all of these guys up. I need some survivability. I guess I'll use the chain. There we go. We use the chain. It even interrupted something. Gonna summon in our rune weapon. Use Blood Boil to do some damage because they take extra damage after you stun them with that. So that's why you want to use the chains. It's not just the stun. They've changed the chains. It used to be you could use multiple people could use the same chain. Now a chain only has one use. Once you use it once, you can't use it again. And in Fortified, it's even more important to use those chains effectively. Otherwise, this trash takes a long ass time. So if you time your like big bursty spells, big AoE for when they get stunned by the chain, you can actually make a lot of time and you can do big old pulls. I'm gonna do one more big pull because there's no mini boss in this pull. Although this time around, I'm just gonna focus on building up a shit ton of these. I ain't gonna build up shit if I keep getting hit like that. Gosh darn. Can I use Icebound Fortitude, Blood Boil for aggro, drop D&D here to slow him down? Now I feel like I'm nice and safe here. Somebody's already ready to use the chain. They're using it too early. All the mobs aren't here. I'm gonna use thingy thing. What's it called? Tombstone to make sure that I get... Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked. This mending thing needs to be interrupted. But yeah, I used Tombstone while they were stunned to do the extra damage. I didn't want to save it for a little bit later, obviously, because Tombstone is... I'm learning more and more, not a defensive ability. It's purely for DPS, really. Okay, this is a pretty decent pull. I did struggle to survive a little bit, but that's kind of okay considering it's fortified and I'm pulling like crazy. Hopefully not stressing out the healer too much, but he seems to be doing quite well. So speaking of stressing out the healer, Eric from the stream was healing me on my warrior, and holy crap do I suck at warrior. I was a little bit under geared doing like +2s with 474 gear. It's doable, definitely doable, but when you suck at the at the class as a tank, not really doing anyone any favors. I was focusing a lot on like utility and CC and stuff instead of focusing on just surviving, and I kept like just falling over. I was also learning how to manage my resources more efficiently, and I was just miserable. So I'm gonna take this as a opportunity to apologize to Eric and everyone else who was in the run with me for basically killing them over and over. Now here we're gonna try and only break one chain at a time. I really don't want to break more than one chain. Okay, well there's one chain, and then we're gonna move on to the next one because this will fall off. I really want to... My guy, just move it a little bit. You can... Yeah, there you go. And then the last one, just walk over. I have a hard time getting away from them because if I walk away, I can't Death Strike. If I can't Death Strike, I am very, very squishy because he does extra damage during that. But I wanted to make sure that I don't break multiple chains at the same time because it makes it very hard for the healer to out heal that. Even if though it's fortified, I shouldn't be too worried, but still, better be safe than sorry, you know? Boss is at 12 million HP. DPS is looking pretty good. I think we're just gonna chill on our dancing rune weapon. I know I should be using it as much as possible, but I just don't think it's necessary to use it when I have a pull coming up that's going to be a lot worse than whatever this fight can throw at me. He's going to do the spears again. I'm not going to break any of the chains. I'm just going to kill the boss. Like, I'm not even going to lead him into any of the chains. Fiery Focus is coming out. I don't care. I just want to kill him. And there we go. I'm going to drop a D&D here. Use this weapon, a Dancing Rune weapon, in a second here. There we go. Well, we have grippy hands soon. I'm going to drop a D&D as well. Really want to get over to those birds. We're going to grip a bird, taunt a bird, something a bird. I can't reach the damn birds. All right, I really want someone to be able to use... Okay, first we're going to Sleet to prevent any casts. And now we use this. Tombstone. Didn't have D&D down, so that was a waste of Tombstone. I am just really mismanaging my resources here. I used 2 D&Ds like an idiot while I was gathering this. Now I don't have a D&D when they're actually gathered. So this is just very messy by yours truly. Or maybe I did have one. I've been experiencing this bug where the green indicator for where you're about to drop your D&D just doesn't show up. And I don't know what to do with that. Okay, well, that D&D was wasted for sure. These tamed phoenixes, I'm a little annoyed that I wasn't able to pull them. Like, I kept trying to pull them, so I was like dancing back and forth on the stairs. I may as well pull this hunter with them so I have something to beat on other than the damn phoenixes. It's a bit of extra percent, probably not necessary. The evoker said nice tank. I said I kind of keep derping out because I do. Like, I keep trying to reach those damn birds and then I dance back and forth. Anyway, maybe I'm being too harsh on myself. That's a tendency I have, but I want to make sure that everyone has a good time in these runs, and being a good tank is part of that, I guess. Quickly bone. There we go. I was about to run out of bone shield charges, and I didn't like that idea, so didn't like the thought of that. We're going to Blinding Sleet here, prevent some casts. Tombstone for the big dam. There's no more chains to use in the dungeon. They're just on that side where the chain boss is. So we're now done with that whole situation. I definitely need to do something about my play there. I think I'm just going to bend the knee and admit that you're just better off using Quasi's Plater profile, because it's got everything you want. Like, you can't go wrong with it. There's color coding, there's everything. The man's just a legend. He gives you everything you need and more. Okay, here I'm going to focus up a little bit. These bone splitters can be pretty dangerous. I'm going to grip this and grip this because, like I said, they're dangerous. What's that thing called? Dragon Bone Spear or whatever. That ability does a big bleed, and on Fortified, obviously, it's pretty scary. Now look at this clutter that I have because of the Heart Strikes and the triple blood plagues and whatnot. I don't need that shit. Somebody pointed that out in a comment, but I pointed out to them that I talked about it in an earlier episode that I just can't see what's going on. I'm gonna pull these two, gonna pull the big guy, and Tombstone for aggro. Heck, we're even gonna use Grippy Hands for the extra DPS, because this is basically a boss fight because it's fortified. Although it is only a 4 fortified, but it's a fortified. Please forgive me. That big AoE when the circles come out, it actually hurts pretty bad, so watch out for that. I've also fallen out of the habit very quickly of using Vampiric Embrace. I should use it a lot more. I should basically use it on cooldown, because you reset the cooldown of it very, very quickly by using runic power, and you use a lot of runic power. Should be using it much more liberally. Like, I'll use it right here for this pull. And the D&D. No D&D, it's on cooldown. Need that blood boil to get aggro. There we go. Very nice. Nice big death ball. Yeah, I absolutely must do something about the situation of my nameplates. Right after this dungeon, I'm going to use the look up Quasi's Plater profile, because this just makes no sense. I'm cluttering my screen for no reason. We're gonna grab the mobs that are downstairs. I'm just gonna grip this guy up here. I'm gonna save one of my grips for the Dragon Bone Spear right there. Beautiful. And if I had another one, I'd use it on that. There we go. That's perfect. Now this curvature here, you can utilize it to basically force the mobs to force the mobs to move closer to you because you're line of sighting them. Our Lazarus went down. Well, he's about to be the real Lazarus because he just got CR'd, so he's gonna come back from the dead. I got them biblical references, yo. Bone Splitter's dead. There's a blacksmith still alive. I'm gonna try and stand in this efflorescence, get some extra HPS for the doo-doo. Okay, it's just the blacksmith that's alive. I kind of want to just drag him down into this fight. Let's go down. There we go. Everyone sees that we're going down. Perfect. Druid is drinking. He's gonna get some more drinking in before the AoE comes in. There's the AoE. I wish I had anti-magic zone for this fight, actually. It wouldn't be bad to use anti-magic zone for this fight, for the melee at least. Okay, make sure I stand out of these swirlies. Okay, now I'm gonna get knocked back. I don't move forward until I see the circle. Once I see the circle, I can move. Okay, that was a little bit close. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to drop my D&D because he's about to move. He's going to jump to the middle. Make sure I don't get hit by any of these swirlies. They won't kill me, but still, I like to minimize the damage I'm taking so that the healer never has to heal me in big group AoE damage events. Heated swings, I'm gonna get knocked back. I'm gonna use anti-magic shell. I'm also gonna use Death's Advance to just make sure I get out of that as quickly as possible. Reset my timer on the bone shield charges with a Death's Caress. All right, and we have Dancing Rune weapon available, so it's time for the big dam. There's some last heated swings. We're gonna use Vampiric Embrace to get a little bit of extra HP, and then he's dead. Very nice. Right as the mobs are patrolling away, so we could just run up this way. Beautiful. We even get a little roar from the druid. I'm gonna look at this slime and I'm gonna hit it with a Death's Caress just to keep my bone shield charges. It's a nice little tech. Make sure you make use of the critters. I used to do that with Tabisa back in season 2. I had the, what's that thing called? The anvil trinket. And I would use critters to keep myself in combat between long pulls like this where there's nothing to hit. Okay, I managed to hit the arch on the way down so I don't run out of so I don't break my ankles as I land. I think I still sprained one though. Use grippy hands here and use dancing rune weapon. Bird's annoying. Where's my dancing rune weapon? I hit that button. Come on now. Don't be like that. I'm gonna use Death's Advance just so I don't get pushed back by this stupid bird. I'm gonna try and move the bird a bit closer to these guys so that everyone can cleave efficiently. Bird should be going down soon. The 2 warden we're gonna kill, and then the next 2 we're gonna drag into the last group with the bird. I'll make sure that I interrupt one of the mobs that does a cast. Death's Advance, and let's get going. So the Lava Mentor does a lava bolt by the time you drag him over. I'm gonna drop 1 D&D here so that I can hit them while I'm moving. I need to taunt that. That's not very good. And interrupt that. Pull these guys. Use Vampiric Embrace. Not Embrace. Vampiric Blood. Whatever. You know what I mean. I ain't no Shadow Priest. I'm trying to hit something with a Death Strike, but I was out of range of most things. And we have our weapon up again, which is beautiful. Molten Army needs to get interrupted. I don't have an interrupt available. Please, someone. Okay, well, I got my thing back by the time somebody decided to interrupt it. I guess everyone used theirs on the first one, so there was none left to use on any of the other ones. Lazarus really going for his name here. They released, which is okay, I guess, although we did have a CR. Well, now we have 2 CRs available, so that was unnecessary. Maybe they didn't need to, but I guess they're close by, so it doesn't matter too much. Just gonna wait for them on the last boss. This is a pretty smooth run, honestly. Like, I had a few moments where I got a bit too low for my own comfort, but then again, I'm a blood DK. I'm just gonna yo-yo all the time, no matter what. The routing was also a little bit iffy. I think we had a bit overkill on a percent. I tried to set up this add-on to show me overkill on percent, but it just doesn't want to work. Warp deplete. Yeah, show forces above 100%, and it just doesn't show it. Okay, the priest has made it back. We have a bloodlust available. Warrior immediately ripped dagger off me. Not a big fan of that, but what can you do? I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these treasures. Make sure I'm ready for when we have to do the thing. I got the roses. It means I need to stay in some kind of... Okay, well, the our friend here used it with his extra action button, the evoker. I keep trying to think of the name of the class and I can never do it. Had a moment earlier where I just couldn't think of the name of the class to save my life. Okay, magma shield coming through. We're going to use our own thing. Very nice. As long as nobody stands in that, nobody should die to that. I'm going to try and get some damage in here because she takes extra damage while she's stunned like that. I'm going to immediately grab the treasures for the next intermission. Or the next shield, whatever you want to call that. Don't think I really need to, considering the fact that we are absolutely melting her. The evoker's blasting it on the DPS. I'm going to Chains of Ice this, what's this thing called? This ad, I guess. Boss is basically dead. Magma shield will go through. I'll use my ability on it and the treasure. There we go. She's stunned and she's dead. Oh, and I got a Scalebane Signet. Crit and Mastery. That'll replace my Band of New Beginnings. I'm quite happy about that because that thing's crafted from, like, whelp crests. Okay, we're going to equip that and I'm going to use the Devotion of Haste thing on it. Let the group know that they can see themselves on YouTube, and that is that for the run. Quite happy about it. Actually got my +2, so I have a +6 ring. I can start farming them. It'll be great. There's some really good DPS by the evoker. Love to see it. We're now at 498 item level. That's nice. How many crests do I have? I have 160 Drake crests. Maybe I should just use some of those to upgrade some of this gear. So let's go over here and see if we can hit 500 item level. So we got this helmet that I definitely want to keep. Speaking of the helmet, I have 2 champion pieces, don't I? Yeah, I never catalyzed this helmet, so I don't have have two set. I'm such a dumbass. We've upgraded the helmet now before. These two pieces are from the raid. From the Black Temple Time Walking raid. I would imagine that I can catalyze them, but before I commit to upgrading them, I'm going to go over there and check. Although I guess upgrading them isn't a big deal. The only thing I really lose when I upgrade something is flight stones, because you don't have to spend crests to upgrade to the same item level anymore when you get a new item, right? And again, I really don't want to be in a position where I have to farm flight stones. That's never fun. Okay, let's see here. Can we tierify? We can. Yes, we can. Oh, that's awesome, actually. Holy crap. I'm going to go straight for the 4 set. I take that back. I'm not, because I only have 2 charges. So we're going to go for the 2 set. We're going to tierify our chest, and we're going to tierify the helmet. I can't be seen walking around like this, so I'm going to immediately summon my Transmogrify toy and fix my transmog. There we go. Now we have the 2 set. So Heart Strike and Blood Boil deal 20% increased damage and have a 10% chance to grant vampiric blood for 5 seconds. Okay, well maybe that'll fix my vampiric blood uptime, because I sure as hell am not using it enough. Okay, now I feel comfortable actually upgrading those pieces. So let's go back to the upgrade NPC. There we go. Now let's upgrade. I can't really upgrade this because I need aspect crests, and I'm going to use aspect crests to craft. So I'm just going to leave Ash Candy alone for now, and we're going to upgrade the chest piece as much as possible, which is to 7 out of 8 champion. That's actually pretty dang good. That's also pretty much all of my flight stones. God damn it. Oh well, let's do it anyway. And now I'm out of flight stones, and I'm at 499 item level. Come on, don't do me like this. Maybe if I upgrade these bracers, then I will have 500 item level. Please tell me I will. Oh no. Dang it. Well, I still need just 38 flight stones, so maybe. Let's do some emergency flight stone gathering. Okay, there's this wash over them that gives you Awakening Stone Wing, and that'll give us some flight stones. So let's go do that. And then if that isn't enough, we're going to go to Zaralek Cavern, and we're going to grab this thing that gives 21 flight stones. I want to hit 500 item level this run. Or this episode. So I'm just going to keep recording until I do. Something really annoying happened to me today, and that is that my monitor crapped out. Like, not my main monitor, but like my secondary monitor. That really annoyed me because, well, to put it simply, I really depend on that monitor to function, sort of. I don't know how to put it. I watch, like, I put up, when I edit, I put something up on that screen to like just run so that I don't get too bored while editing. And not having it, I really felt like I was in the Stone Age again. So I went over to the IT store and grabbed like a monitor. I just really wanted a 1080p 27-inch monitor, because that's what I had before. That's the one that crapped out. My main monitor is 2K, or I should say 1440p. I really wanted a 1080p one because just the scale of the resolution on that big of a monitor, it makes things look bigger. That's what she said. And that's kind of what I really wanted, was to just have like a monitor that looks that way, I guess. And yeah, that's not enough flight stones. So maybe I'm crazy, but I kind of prefer my secondary monitor to just be 1080p instead of 1440p. I kind of don't want to upgrade all the way to 4K because I feel like that's just, I don't know, do I really need that? It's just going to put more of a strain on my performances. I think my PC can handle it, like it's a beast rig, but still, like, if I don't need to, why would I? And I'm quite happy to play it to 1440p. So what do you guys prefer? Let me know. I'm so stupid. I have 100 flight stones in my inventory that I could, god damn it. I could have just used that. Well, I'd rather use that to upgrade like my legs or something rather than my wrists, because I'll get more stats out of that. So let's see if I could do that. No, I'm still missing some. So I guess, yeah, I'm actually missing 21 exactly, and this quest gives 21. So I mean, if ever there was a sign from RNGesus, this is it. So let's head over to that quest, do it, and then upgrade our pants, and hopefully that puts us at 500 item level. If not, well, that sucks, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I really hope it does. I feel like I'm close to it. This should be the last of it. Yes, there we go. Now we have the flight stones necessary. 145 flight stones. I have 156. How the hell? That doesn't add up. I got 32 flight stones, but the quest rewards 21. I guess just doing a world quest gives you some flight stones. Oh well, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade our pants now. Good day, sir. Please upgrade my pantaloons. And that's still not 500 item level. I am starting to get a little miffed. Right, I'm gonna actually open up the add-on that I use. 0.81. one more upgrade and I have what it takes. Come on.
You're losing your brain cells.
Danny's yelling at me that I'm losing my brain cells over here. Well, actually, she's asking me if I'm losing my brain cells over here. And I'm playing Blood DK. Of course, I'm losing brain cells. Well, we're going to do the flying quests and see if those give any flight stones, because I just need a few more flight stones. Just a few more flight stones, man. Just a few flight stones, man. I'll thank your raid for a flight stone, man. Okay, did that give me some flight stones? Very few. Only 8, in fact. But you know what they say, 8 by 8 and you get 16. That's another 8 of them. So let's see if we get any more. I think I need 28 total. I think. Oh shit. It's going to be really funny if I need 28 flight stones and I have 27 flight stones. So let's go laugh at me as I need 28 flight stones. No, I need 38, so that's even worse. No way, I get to... For the rep reward, I get 75 flight stones. I should have known that sooner because I could have just turned that in. Come on now. Okay, let's see. Is there anything that's more worth upgrading than this thing? Maybe these boots, or sorry, gloves. It gives me 20 strength. This gives me 17 strength. This is a no-brainer. We're going to upgrade the gloves. Come on now. 500 item level. We can actually still upgrade the rest, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too. But yes, we have reached 500 item level, finally. Did it take an LFR? It took an LFR. Did it take dungeons? It took dungeons. But what was the worst part? World quests. I hate world quests. But we did it, and we're at 500 item level now. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I am going to be streaming a lot more since I'm making the videos shorter because editing sucks and I don't want to edit that much. There's also going to be VODs available. There's going to be a link to the VOD channel. It's going to be a separate channel from this one because YouTube doesn't like you posting like 3-hour videos if your usual videos are 40 minutes or so. That kind of change and difference of interest, it throws YouTube off, and then it doesn't really give you the views that you should be getting. It doesn't show your views or your videos to people in their recommended tabs. It's kind of weird. So yeah, I'm just going to separate the channels. That's why there's a separate VOD channel, yada, 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 YouTube stuff. But that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know what you like about it in a comment. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members get guaranteed replies to their comments, and they get nice little shout outs at the beginning of videos. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Go follow my Twitch stream.